At the story's outset, a prisoner is depicted being transferred from one prison to another, but he is shot during this process, resulting in his death. The individual responsible for this shooting steps forward, revealing himself to be Yulaw, who originates from a parallel universe and has killed his doppelganger. The local police observe him, yet Yulaw has supernatural powers. That's why he fights with the police and escapes from there. But two agents arrive on the scene, one of whom is named Ivan. Both agents are affiliated with the same organization, which enforces penalties on those who traverse between universes. They have come to apprehend Yulaw, who was once an agent like them but has now turned into a criminal. Yulaw seeks refuge in a location where he intends to flee through the portal, but Ivan wields a specialized device that alters the portal's exit point to his headquarters. Consequently, anyone who uses this portal ends up at their headquarters, leading to an assault on Ivan. Controlling Ivan proves challenging due to his considerable powers, but eventually the portal activates, and all three individuals are teleported to their universe. They find themselves in the headquarters, where agents capture Yulaw, binding him to a chair. He is informed of his criminal status, having traversed 123 different universes and murdered each of his alternate selves. As a consequence, he is sentenced to the Hades universe, a realm designated for dangerous prisoners. Subsequently, Yulaw finds himself confined in a cell where Ivan's partner, another agent, arrives to meet him. The agent informs Yulaw that he was previously with them, but now he has turned into a criminal. He is labeled a murderer. Why does he travel to another universe to kill his own counterpart? Yulaw explains that when he travels to another universe and eliminates his lookalike, the powers of that individual are absorbed into him. This is the reason for his immense power. And now there remains only one last universe where his final counterpart exists. By killing him, Yulaw aims to become the most powerful individual in the world, unmatched by anyone. He aspires to attain a godlike status. The agent is taken aback by this revelation, and soon the time arrives for the agents to prepare Yulaw for his journey to the Hades universe. They set up a portal, designating the location of the Hades universe. However, before Yulaw is sent to the Hades universe, his girlfriend arrives with a white mouse that has a bomb concealed within it. She detonates the bomb, creating a diversion, and seizing this opportunity, Yulaw alters the portal's destination to the universe where his final lookalike resides. Yulaw arrives in that universe, where we see his lookalike, named Gabe, who serves as a sheriff. Along with his department, he is in the process of transferring a prisoner to another location. However, upon reaching the parking area below, Yulaw opens fire on them. In a bid to protect themselves, everyone returns fire at Yulaw. Realizing that he cannot kill his lookalike Gabe at that moment, Yulaw decides to flee. Gabe pursues him, and a towering wall stands before Yulaw. Possessing supernatural powers, he demolishes the wall with his abilities. Gabe, in pursuit, leaps over the wall and follows Yulaw to the other side. All of Gabe's companions are astonished to see everyone gathered, and before Gabe stands Yulaw, a sight that leaves him in disbelief due to their striking resemblance. He confronts Yulaw, declaring his intent to kill him, and after shooting he departs. Fortunately for Gabe, he is wearing a bulletproof vest, which saves his life. Subsequently, Gabe returns home where his wife, a doctor, insists that he should go to the hospital. Gabe reassures her that he is perfectly fine, after which he ascends to the terrace. His intention is to test his abilities. He is convinced that the powers Yulaw possesses are also within him, powers he was previously unaware of. When Yulaw eliminated his 123 lookalikes, their abilities transferred to him. And now, if Yulaw were to kill Gabe, his powers would double since they share equal strength, which is why he hesitates to take Gabe's life. Gabe is eager to explore his powers but lacks knowledge on how to utilize them. His wife, the doctor, insists on taking him to the hospital. At the hospital, the officers who were with him in the parking lot arrive to speak with Gabe. They express their desire to create a sketch of the assailant and request his assistance, but Gabe fabricates a story, claiming he did not see the attacker's face. After their departure, Gabe's wife questions his dishonesty. He reveals the truth to her, explaining that the individual attempting to kill him is his lookalike from a parallel universe. His wife is skeptical of his claims, believing that his mind has been severely impacted, prompting her to take him for a CT scan of his brain. Before entering the machine, he must leave his gun outside, and while he is inside the CT scan machine, his lookalike Eula appears, aiming a gun at the doctor, and just as he is about to shoot both the doctor and Gabe, Agent Ivan arrives alongside his partner and another fellow agent, who implore him to surrender. However, Eula opens fire on both individuals. Upon hearing the gunfire, Gabe exits the machine and takes cover, while Eula shoots a security officer to protect himself and flees the scene. This entire incident is captured on the CCTV camera, which is being monitored by Gabe's wife and his fellow officers. They mistakenly believe that Gabe is responsible for the police officer's death, leading them to apprehend him as he attempts to escape from the hospital. Gabe tries to persuade them that it was not he, but rather his doppelganger who committed the act, yet no one is willing to accept his explanation, forcing him to flee in desperation. Concurrently, Agent Ivan and his fellow agent are depicted. They are determined to apprehend Eula while also needing to safeguard Gabe, his lookalike. Consequently, they pursue both individuals separately. While fleeing in a car, Gabe becomes suspicious that he is being followed, prompting him to cleverly ensnare Agent Ivan. He brandishes a gun and demands to know Agent Ivan's identity. Agent Ivan reveals that he hails from another universe, where he serves as an agent tasked with punishing those who engage in illegal activities across universes. Gabe is skeptical of this claim, as he believes that interuniversal travel is impossible in his own universe, which lacks such technology. Meanwhile, we see another partner of Agent Ivan pursuing Eula. Unfortunately, he encounters Eula, who proves to be significantly more powerful, resulting in his demise. Upon learning of his partner's death, Agent Ivan informs Gabe that his partner has been killed and that only Gabe possesses the abilities necessary to capture his lookalike, Eula. Gabe consents to assist him. Meanwhile, Gabe's wife returns home, accompanied by police officers who are convinced that Gabe will inevitably return, as they intend to arrest him. When Gabe's wife enters the washroom, she notices blood on the soap, leading her to realize that Gabe is at home. Consequently, she discreetly moves to another room where a duct is located. Upon opening the duct, she discovers Eula hiding inside, mistakenly believing him to be her husband, Gabe. Eula informs her that he requires his gun to escape from the police, all the while pretending to be Gabe. Gabe's wife trusts him, and as she approaches the door to retrieve the gun, she glances out the window and sees another Gabe hiding outside. This sight reinforces her belief in Gabe's words, yet she remains uncertain about which man is truly her husband. Taking the gun, she returns to the duct and asks Eula if he remembers proposing to her in the library. He claims to remember everything, but she realizes he cannot be her husband when she corrects him, stating that they met in the hospital, not the library. An impersonator, believing his secret has been uncovered, attacks Gabe's wife, seizes the gun and shoots her. Gabe witnesses the entire event from the window. The sound of the gunshot alerts the police, who arrive at the scene. Eula flees to save himself while Gabe pursues him, but the police mistakenly identify Gabe as the murderer and begin to chase him. Just in time, Agent Ivan arrives and rescues Gabe, taking him away from the chaos. Gabe is devastated by his wife's death, as he deeply loves her, and he is now determined to seek revenge on Eula. They eventually stop at a gas station, where Gabe, filled with anger and frustration, kicks a pole, causing it to fall. The gas station owner emerges, and Agent Ivan is taken aback to see him, as he resembles his deceased fellow agent whom Eula had killed. Agent Ivan informs him that although he is unaware of my background, he has consistently supported me, and for that I wish to express my gratitude. Following this, they both depart from the location, and Agent Ivan learns through his specialized device that a wormhole or portal is about to materialize within a factory. This indicates that Eula intends to escape to another universe. However, before he can execute his plan, both Agent Ivan and Yulaw arrive at the factory. Agent Ivan fires at him, but Yulaw's speed allows him to evade the bullets. Subsequently, Yulaw activates a bomb, prompting both to take cover to protect themselves from the explosion. After the blast, they emerge and resume their search for Yulaw, who then launches an attack on Agent Ivan, delivering a severe beating and throwing him from a height. Fortunately, Agent Ivan survives the fall, and Gabe confronts Yulaw. Both possess equal abilities, yet Gabe lacks full mastery over his powers, allowing Yulaw to dominate him and knock him to the ground. In that moment, Gabe notices that his wedding ring is missing from his finger. He had removed it during a CT scan, but the imprint remains. This sight triggers memories of his wife and the brutal manner in which Yulaw had taken her life. Fueled by rage, he charges at Yulaw once more. Although he has the opportunity to kill Yulaw, Agent Ivan intervenes, advising him against taking the law into his own hands, as the portal is set to open imminently. I have designated its location at the headquarters. The portal then opens, and as the wormhole activates, all three are teleported from their current universe to the one from which Agent Ivan and Yulaw originated. Upon arrival in this new universe, Yulaw cunningly impersonates Gabe, leading to Gabe's capture. He finds himself bound to a chair and is subsequently teleported to the alternate universe. He is being transported to a parallel universe known as Hades, a place inhabited by dangerous prisoners. However, before this occurs, Agent Ivan notices a ring mark on his finger and realizes that this is Gabe. He halts everyone and declares that this is the genuine Yulaw. Subsequently, he secures the real Yulaw to a chair and teleports him to the Hades universe. Now they intend to send Gabe back to his own universe as well. Agent Ivan then states that if they return him to his universe, he will be killed there, as he will be perceived as a murderer, and no one will believe his claims. They will need to send him to a different universe. However, Agent Ivan's superior insists that this action is illegal, which is why they cannot proceed. Ignoring his senior officer, Agent Ivan alters the portal's second location to another universe. Gabe then teleports to a new universe where he encounters an injured dog on the road. He rescues the dog and takes it to a veterinary clinic, where he is astonished to discover that the doctor is his wife, albeit in a different form in this universe. Although she does not recognize him, he feels immense joy at seeing her again, as he has found another version of his wife. Meanwhile, we see Yulaw in the Hades universe, facing dangerous prisoners. He proclaims to them that he is more powerful than they are, that he is their god. However, the prisoners possess a wicked mindset similar to his own, which leads them to attack him and engage in a fight. Thus, the film's story concludes here. We hope you enjoyed this narrative.